Lila hated the mirror. It was an ornate antique, a relic from the previous tenant. Its silver was tarnished, the glass cloudy with age. It loomed in the corner of her bedroom, a constant, unsettling presence. She kept it draped with a sheet, but the feeling of being watched never quite left. One night, a storm raged outside, rain lashing against the windows. Lila, unable to sleep, decided to braid her hair. She sat before the mirror, reluctantly pulling the sheet away. The room was dimly lit, shadows dancing with the flicker of lightning. In the mirror's depths, her reflection stared back, pale and distorted. As she brushed her hair, she noticed something odd. Her reflection seemed to hesitate, a beat behind her own movements. She paused, holding her breath. The reflection continued to brush, strands of hair falling from its grasp as if it were a separate entity. A shiver ran down Lila's spine. This was absurd, impossible. It had to be a trick of the light, a figment of her sleep-deprived mind. She resumed brushing, her heart pounding in her chest. The reflection mimicked her, its movements jerky and unnatural. Suddenly the reflection smiled. It was a slow, chilling grin that spread across its face like a crack in a porcelain doll. Lila gasped, dropping her brush. It clattered on the floor, the sound sharp and loud in the silence of the room. Her reflection continued to smile, its eyes, two black pits, boring into her. Terror, cold and paralyzing, gripped Lila. She tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. Her reflection raised its hand, its long, spidery fingers reaching towards the glass. A low, guttural voice emanated from the mirror. "Don't you want to stay?" Lila scrambled back, her eyes fixed on the mirror. The reflection was moving, pushing against the glass as if trying to break free. The lights in the room flickered violently, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. The air grew heavy, thick with a cloying metallic scent. "Let me in," the reflection rasped, its voice a chilling whisper that seemed to slither into Lila's very core. "Let me in, and we can be together. Forever." The mirror began to vibrate, the glass rippling as if it were a pond disturbed by a falling stone. Lila, tears streaming down her face, stumbled to her feet and ran. She fumbled for the doorknob, her fingers slipping against the cold metal. She could hear the mirror groaning behind her, the reflection's laughter echoing in her ears. Finally, she threw open the door and fled into the hallway, the echoes of the storm a welcome relief. Lila never went back to that apartment. The memory of that night, of the reflection and its chilling invitation, was seared into her mind. Even years later, she could still feel the cold dread, the sense of being watched, that clung to her like a shroud. The storm passed, leaving a city washed clean and sparkling in the morning light. But in Lila's empty apartment, the antique mirror remained. The sheet lay discarded on the floor, and the room was silent, save for the faint creaking of the old building. And in the depths of the mirror, the reflection stood watching, waiting. Its eyes, two black voids, stared out from the glass, a chilling smile playing upon its lips. It was no longer a reflection. It was something else, something far more sinister. It was waiting.